Delayed motherfucking gratification. Being able to push back something that you want for the sake of pleasure, for a greater good, for a greater vision, for a greater purpose. This is a massive differentiator. Now, I'm not just talking about the direct goal that you have, I'm talking about every aspect of your life and genuinely teaching yourself to delay gratification with as many things as possible. Finding the day-to-day opportunities to delay gratification and practice that skill. It can be learned, it can be developed. Prime example from a fitness context. Instead of going out, partying, drinking alcohol, even at a dinner, for example, let's say you're not even clubbing, and you just say no to alcohol because you future pace how you're going to feel tomorrow and how that might affect a workout tomorrow if you do have even 1 or 2 drinks, because it does take an effect. So it's being able to future pace the outcome of you engaging in that pleasure and that behavior that isn't promoting your vision, isn't promoting that higher version of yourself. This is absolutely massive. A prime example, before shooting this video, I was gonna go eat a meal. Now, I've been working basically all day. It's currently, look, it's not even that late. It's 2:15 p.m. But I've been working since the morning. Now, of course, I'm gonna go eat after this. However, I was gonna eat before this, so that way I could, regenerate a little bit and so on and so forth. However, the fact that I wanted to shoot this video, I decided that I will not let myself eat until I shoot this video first. So don't get in that space of comfort from eating food before the video, because I want to make sure I'm on point and my mindset is where I want it to be and I'm carrying that momentum forward. So I chose to delay the gratification, delay the pleasure of the food until I get the job done. So I'm always just teaching my brain to go without, okay? And the more you can teach your brain to go without, the better results you can get with whatever goal that you have, whether it's getting in shape, improving in business, whatever it is. Because most of the time people are either seeking pleasure or they're running away from pain. Now, if you can voluntarily put yourself through pain, you operate at a massive advantage. Find every single opportunity to increase your pain threshold and delay gratification, because that means you're going to have a much higher chance of doing the activities required to create long-term success with your health, with business, with relationships. Just not engage in those kind of activities because you're invested into a long-term vision. Having this will always allow you in the long run to have a better result than the people who fall victim to those short-term pleasures. Okay, their long-term doesn't end up well. It's just like in school. In school, I personally was incredibly shy. I was very reserved. I was stifled. And that really inspired me to work hard on myself, because I saw other people who naturally had it, okay? The cool kids, the popular kids that had all of the attention, they had the women, they had the talents in sport. I didn't have any of it, okay? That created so much pain in me. I was willing to work on myself and improve myself, whereas the quote-unquote popular kids had that gratification already, and as a result, they kept taking it. It became addictive, and they weren't willing to postpone that, to put in work and build themselves. And now, when you look at them, when I look at them personally as well from my school, well, guess what? They haven't really gone that far. They have not gone far because they never trained that muscle. They had it all, it was easy, they didn't have to work so hard for it, and as a result, they didn't develop a work ethic and plant seeds at that point in time when things were good to make sure that their future was good as well. And that is the trap that most people fall into. It's to not get complacent when things are easy. It's to constantly build, to find ways to delay that gratification and always keep that future in mind, to keep the long-term perspective and the long-term goal in mind of how you want the entire duration of your life to live. And also to develop the understanding that we cannot appreciate the highs without the lows anyways. You cannot enjoy the pleasures if you don't have the contrast of the hard times. So sometimes you have to emulate hard times. You need to train for war when there's no war, because you go to war with the army that you prepared, not the one that you can come up with on the day. And that's the point, it's always being in that headspace. And then that for some might sound taxing, that might sound fatiguing, but at the end of the day, those are the people who survive. Those are the people who build something great. And if you're not willing to do it, you're going to experience a different kind of pain down the line. If you're not willing to push the food aside, you're going to experience a different kind of pain with a medical bill, with your lack of confidence, your lack of self-esteem. You will experience a different pain, and you're yet to find out. You may not be experiencing it right now, but you will. And it's up to you to switch your brain on and realize that, hey, that is coming if you don't set things up right now. It will come. And you have to have that perspective to put yourself through the pain now and learn to enjoy the pain in a way, knowing that you're setting yourself up with an advantage in this world. Which now leads me to something very interesting. The more that you can find enjoyment out of the pain, the better it's going to be. The more you can find enjoyment out of knowing you're doing things that most people won't do, the more you are promoting that behavior and helping you develop this habit. Find enjoyment out of the fact. If you can do this, you will be very, very hard to break. Find enjoyment out of the fact that you eat foods that maybe people look at and think that's disgusting, because every bite that you eat, you know you're getting closer to your goal. Find enjoyment out of doing those reps where it burns and it hurts, because every rep is tearing that muscle that little bit more for it to grow back even stronger. Find the pleasure in putting more hours in than most people when they're partying, when they're relaxing and watching TV, because you know you are sowing the seeds to build a foundation that's going to be even stronger than theirs. This is why we do it. We always know long term. We train our brain to actually derive pleasure with pain. That's the paradox. And if you can do that, you'll be very hard to beat.